What's up guys, LeftBurst here, and today I'm doing my top 5 Beyblades that I think deserve a Super Z, or a Cho Z, or a Turbo Evolution. Now, Turbo is the Hasbro term that's gonna come out. I don't know, there's a lot of names for it, but it's basically an evolution to the third series of Beyblade, the Beyblade where they add metal to it. And yeah, it's my top 5 favorite, or not my top 5 favorite, but my top 5 Beyblades that I think at least deserve a chance at getting a Turbo Evolution. So yeah, let's get this list started. Number 5, there's a lot of Beyblades, by the way. There's a lot of Beyblades that didn't even get like God Evolutions, or like Evolution. Does that even make sense? In Hasbro, it's called Beyblade Burst Evolution. So like when you call it an evolution, is it called the evolution because we call it God Evolution? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of Beyblades that didn't even get God Evolutions back in the day, which is kind of sad. I kind of wish all the dual layers just got like God Evolutions. That would be crazy. All the single layers got dual layers, so like why didn't all the dual layers get God layers? Anyway, so yeah, let's get this list started. Number 5, we have a dual layer. Now guys, guess what dual layer it is? You guys might be surprised. This dual layer is kind of irrelevant, but it's actually one of my favorite dual layers. And that dual layer is Obelisk Odin. Now just look at this thing. Okay, so it's number 5 just because I really like the design of Obelisk Odin. Just look how slick that is, and look at the extreme with the like yellow rubber. I remember that came out, that was crazy. It's not only number 5 just because I like the looks. I mean, that's basically it, but there's other reasons too. Like, imagine this thing getting a Chozy evolution. Imagine these swords getting like metal. If you guys don't know, Odin used to be a really competitive force in the Beyblade Burst meta. Not this Odin, but the single layer Odin. That Odin had like extreme stamina for some reason. It was just super good at stamina. But this Odin, although in my opinion it looks a lot better, it didn't break the competitive scene. But yeah, I just think Odin should get a Chozy that too big, mostly because of its looks, but not only that, but his character in the anime. His character, I forget his name, oh my gosh, but he's a really cool character. He's like, his father is like a famous musician. He wears like headphones all the time, and he can hear when Beyblade's about to burst, which that is just crazy overpowered. He can like sense if a Beyblade's about to burst. I'm sure a lot of you can do that, but like he like hears it. He can like hear the clicks, and I just really want him to make a return. So yeah, that's basically why I'm putting Obelisk Odin at number 5. It's just that the Beyblade design in general is really cool, and I really want to see his character show up back in the anime, because he was really relevant for a few episodes, and then he lost to Shu, and then he just went into the irrelevance. He almost beat Shu. Think about it. He almost beat Shu, and he basically used the same technique as Volt. He used like the rush launch technique, which was, and just look at this design. It's such a cool design. Anyway, so yeah, that's why he's number 5. If they do make an Obelisk Odin, Odin chose that to evolution. I told the future guys, I'm just that smart. That would be really cool. It's not the first time where a Beyblade skipped like a generation. Like screw Trident, the regular Trident was a single layer. He didn't get a dual layer version, but he did get a God layer version. So it's not the first time this will happen. Anyway, so yeah, that'd be crazy. Anyway, moving on to my number 2 slot, or dang it, my number 4 slot. My number 4. The fourth Bey on my list that I think should get an evolution is Tornado Wyvern, or I guess the Wyvern line in general. Now, Wyvern has gotten an evolution in every single Beyblade series. It's got the single layer Wyvern, then it's got the dual layer Wild Wyvern, and then it's got the God layer Tornado Wyvern. But for some reason, they decided not to make a Super Z version of Wyvern, which is kind of like weird, because I feel like Wyvern's like a staple in the Beyblade Burst series, at least in my opinion. Like, it's been there all the time, and honestly, Wyvern is one of my favorite Beyblades. Here's a little trivia on like LeftBurst trivia or whatever. Actually, Wyvern, the single layer, was my first ever Burst Beyblade, and I remember it came with this string launcher, and it was awesome, although I broke the string launcher literally the first day I got it. I didn't even have a stadium at the time. I just had the string launcher, and I broke the string launcher launching it on my floor or whatever. So yeah, and Tornado Wyvern, look how sick this design is. And I really like Waki's character. Like, Waki has like such a unique character. I wouldn't say he's a likable character, but he's definitely a character that I would not mind seeing again. He didn't have the biggest role in Beyblade Burst God, but he had a decent role in Beyblade Burst. He didn't have the biggest, but it wasn't like he was like irrelevant. Well, he was basically he was basically irrelevant, but he did have at least a small bit of a role in Beyblade Burst. I really want him to make a return. Like, he was like Cisco's trainer. That was pretty cool towards the end of the season. So yeah, I really want Wakia to come back with a new Super Z-Bay. That would be crazy. So yeah, that's why Wyvern is on my number 4 slot. Moving on to my number 3 slot, my third Beyblade that I think deserves a Chozi evolution, and I'm sure everyone can agree on this. Everyone would be so hyped if this happened. Screw Trident needs a Chozi evolution. Now this is mostly not because I like Screw Trident, but this is mostly because I like Screw Trident's character, Toko. Now Toko, he was such an awesome character. I'm sure everyone can agree. Toko is such a likable character. Oh yeah, also this is the purple recolor of Screw Trident, just because I think the purple recolor looks a lot cooler, and the combo's like Screw Trident 8 bump wedge to stop combo. So yeah, I think everyone can agree that Toko is an insanely good character. He actually got an episode focused on him, and it was crazy. He's such a likable character. He's such a genuine guy, but it's sad because he trained so hard to beat Suo in this one episode, but then he lost because he didn't have a Chozi Bay, and he's not on the cruise ship anymore. He's not in the current arc. But how cool would it be when they go back home for like the nationals, or not even the nationals, the world tournament, and Toko has a new evolution of Screw Trident. He has a Chozi version of Screw Trident, and he's just so overpowered. I mean, that would be so fitting. He is the brother of the #1 blader, Volta Oi. That would be so crazy if everyone just comes back and they're so surprised that Toko gets like a new evolution. No, you know what? Who needs a Beyblade? Nika. Nika needs a Beyblade. Toko and Nika. They need to get like something like imagine if whoa, actually Toko, I'm sorry, and Screw Trident, I'm sorry, but imagine if Dual Eclipse gets an evolution and Chozi or Super Z. We get Super Z, Dual Eclipse, and the Shadow version, or what's it called? The Sun version is owned by Toko, and the Moon version is owned by Nika, and then they combine to make Duo Eclipse. I think it's called like Artemis and Apollo or whatever, but yeah, then they combine to make Duo Eclipse. That would be crazy. That would be intense. Actually, Screw Trident. We need a Duo Eclipse evolution, and you need to give that to Nika and Toko. That would be crazy. So yeah, I guess Duo Eclipse is now my number 3, not Screw Trident. But yeah, moving on to my number 2, the second Beyblade I think deserves a Chozi evolution the most. Now, I did not say that only Beyblade Burst bays can be on this list. Yeah, that's right, my number 2, the number 2 slot is going to be Storm Pegasus. Guys, yeah, Storm Pegasus, guys. Just imagine. I know you guys are like probably like, this is kind of like an out there one, but imagine a Metal Fight remake. Like, who doesn't want a Metal Fight remake into Burst? That would be so crazy. I know a lot of you are probably telling me like, oh yeah, and I don't even own a Storm Pegasus. I actually used to own a Storm Pegasus when I was a kid, but I think I sold it, so I don't have it anymore. But oh my gosh, a Burst remake, a Storm Pegasus. Now, you guys are probably like in the comments being like, that would be so overpowered because Metal Fight remakes are like made out of metal and outside of metal, and even Chozi's, even though Chozi bays have metal, the metal isn't like fully around the Beyblade. And to that, I say, well, you don't have to make Storm Pegasus exactly like it looked like in the Metal Fight series. You could just change it up. If it has like at least like a Storm Pegasus design, like the outer ring can be plastic, but the inside would be metal. Like, imagine like a reverse Storm Pegasus, like what's it called? The energy ring was metal, and the metal wheel, which is kind of ironic, would be plastic. That would be crazy. If we could just get something like that, a metal remake, a Metal Masters or Metal Fight remake into Burst. Imagine like a Rock Lee Owen remake. Imagine like El Drago remake. Imagine like a Earth Eagle remake. Those would be crazy. We need that. Daycare Tomy needs to release it. Honestly, if they release it, I'm buying like 50 of those. Like, come on, that is my childhood right there. So yeah, my number 2 slot is a Storm Pegasus remake, or basically a Metal Fight remake in general into Burst. That would be crazy. Like, it's perfect. Like, the Chozy gimmick is that they have metal on them, and Metal Fights, they're known for having metal, so like, it's a no-brainer. Come on, Daycare Tomy. Anyway, moving on to my number 1 slot. Now, you guys are probably wondering, what is your number 1 slot, Noah? What can top the, Metal Masters remake into Burst? Well, you guys probably already know. It's pretty obvious. It is freaking Spriggan. We need a Spriggan remake, and honestly, I think it is very possible that we might even get a Spriggan remake, because we just saw Shu in the anime, and he does hold a launcher. It looks like he is training against Fubuki, trying to train Fubuki, but it is very possible that Shu's gonna come back with a Spriggan remake, and I know, it's a bit clickbait. If you saw the thumbnail has, like, a picture of, like, Chozy's Spriggan. That's actually not a Chozy Spriggan. On the creator of Beyblade, he has a Twitter account. He actually released, like, prototypes of what Beyblades might look like, and that was, like, a prototype of what Spriggan Requiem might have looked like. So, yeah, and honestly, I don't know if I like that I'll have a picture of it on screen. I don't know if I like that prototype more than the actual thing that we got on it. The prototype actually looks really cool. I'm not sure, but the Spriggan Requiem we got also is really cool, so, like, I'm kind of split. But imagine, they don't even have to do much. They just have to make, like, how do you even, like, improve this awesome Beyblade? They just have to make the axe metal. That would be enough. Imagine, oh my gosh, I know I'm saying imagine a lot, but, like, you just gotta imagine. It's just Storms or Spriggan Requiem with metal. Spriggan Requiem in general's banned, but you add metal to that thing's gonna be like super overpowered. It's gonna be super awesome. She would be back in the anime. She would like beat Fi. He would kick him in the butt. He'd be like, "Get out of here, Fi. I'm the new guy who's like the best blader in the world." That would just be crazy if we got a Spriggan evolution. No, and mostly because of Spriggan, but also mostly because Shu would be back in the anime, like, kicking butt. It would be awesome. So yeah, that's basically my top 5 Beyblades that I think deserve an evolution into Chozy. Now, I know this video is kind of lackluster. I don't have a script or anything. I kind of just do this off the fly. I just, like, talk or whatever. And yeah, again, I'm gonna recap what we, the list. At number 5, we got Obelisk Odin. At the Odin line in general. At number 4, we got Wyvern. At number 3, we got Screw Trident. Or actually, I guess we changed that. It's now Duo Eclipse needs an evolution. At number 2, we got Metal Fights in general, but specifically Storm Pegasus. And then number 1, of course, we got Spriggan line. So yeah, if you guys want to see more top 5s or top 10 videos, leave a like and have a nice day, guys. LeftBurst out.